SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
You're listening to Sports Talk Mississippi On Demand, presented by Pearl River Resort. Escape to Choctaw, Mississippi and enjoy world-class gaming, the Dancing Rabbit Golf Club, and Geyser Falls Water Park. Escape to Pearl River Resort.
Sports Talk Mississippi is on the air. Sports Talk Mississippi is powered by C Spire. Power your home or business with C Spire Fiber. To learn more, visit supertalk.fm/C Spire. C Spire Fiber powers SuperTalk Mississippi. To the junction, in the Grove, and to the top. This is Sports Talk Mississippi. On your radio and in the game, right here on Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome in on this Thursday, the last day, or the start of the last weekend, I should say, of the regular season in college baseball. We've got games tonight to talk about. Interesting ones for sure. Brad Henderson's going to join us to start. No, I'm already off. In the second segment of the 4 o'clock hours when he's going to join us to talk about that
That's
series.
not what you said in the text.
Did I say 4:05? Then he's going to join us at 4:05. That's when he's going to join us. We'll talk about Ole Miss, Alabama with him. We'll talk about State, Texas A&M. Two massive games for hosting, national seed, not hosting, all that stuff wrapped into one. The SEC released the process for how they're going to do the ball strike review, and it's really detailed and good on the SEC. I really liked it, so we're going to bring that to you guys. A lot of random football stuff out there. Hadad said that we had an exercise that we have to do today, so we'll do that for the college football fix.
Thankfully, not the physical kind.
We've got one of the more hilarious quotes in recent college football memory, where LSU's AD also went on record this week. Another tell-all, and I mean, it'll make you guys laugh when you hear it. PGA Championship going on right now. All that and more with you on this Thursday. So glad that you guys are here.
You know who's not here? Is Juice Kiffin. And I just want to also point out that he is also not with Lane Kiffin. And
But he tweeted yesterday and today.
LSU fans, you may have a crazy person on your hands. Just want to say that. Before I go tell you that we're in the Pearl River Resort studios. I don't think Juice is at Pearl River Resort, but he would be welcome. It's dog friendly. But it's also golf friendly, great food friendly, live entertainment friendly, all the friendlies that you want. They're at Pearl River Resort. C Spire text line open to you at 601-879-4395. With C Spire, it's easier than ever to get all the devices you want in one move with the Ultimate Connect bundle. Right now, new and current customers can get a free phone, watch, and tablet plus 100 gigs of data for just $90. That includes the new iPhone 17 and Samsung Galaxy S26 for free. The free smartwatch and tablet to go with it. Don't wait. There's more to see. Visit cspire.com or stop by your local C Spire store to get today. C Spire, inspired by Juice Kiffin's not Lane Kiffin's dog. I didn't think we were going to have to come back to this debate. It's not even a debate. I thought we had left it in the past.
It's just more of like, are you kidding me?
But this crazy person that's coaching LSU, now that he's not one to tweet from his own account anymore because
he's been muzzled.
He's been muzzled. But they did. It's kind of funny. They muzzled him, so he went to the dog. And he is going to sit here and try to convince us that he still owns that dog. By the way, Ole Miss fans, y'all are not off the hook for this. Y'all enabled this. Michael Borkey didn't. I'll give him that. Michael, you
a lot of people did not know that he was faking having that dog.
You enabled it in that you supported the dog Twitter account. But you didn't know.
Because I love dogs.
You didn't know it was a farce.
I had no idea.
So you don't deserve as much blame as others.
A lot of people did not know that he was faking dog ownership.
But there were some who did.
Some people did.
And those people, I hope you when you look in the mirror, you're like, what's wrong with me?
I'm not being hyperbolic when I say the thing that bothers me the most about him is that he faked dog ownership and then abandoned the dog when he left. That bothers me more than anything else.
Marty asked, do we have any proof the dog isn't tweeting this on its own? Yes. Dogs can't get verified for Twitter.
2 thirst traps featuring a kid that's not even his.
Somebody asked me, he's like, why does he keep taking pictures of this kid who's not his? Why do crazy people do anything? They're crazy. I'm not a shrink. I don't understand what goes on in that man's mind.
He just turned 51 like 5 days ago.
He's
51-year-old
thirst trapping
man
it with somebody else's kid.
has been muzzled on Twitter, so he pulls up, finds the password to his old fake dog's Twitter account to tweet shirtless pictures of himself and a child that is not his. As Marty was saying,
that's actually the dog's account, so the password was just Bow Wow. It was just woof.
That really does bother me. Hitler had a dog. Like, everybody has dogs. Why do you have to fake having a dog? Just have it. Let it live in your house.
Yeah, Kiffin tweeted 2 days after leaving that he came back and got juice. Kiffin tweets a lot of things. That dog is still in Oxford. It is 100% still in Oxford.
It's not in Baton Rouge.
It's not there.
We would know. People would have seen it.
Good point. Dogs have no thumbs. How could they tweet?
You can tap. You can finger tap.
With his nose?
With the pad of his feet. Probably takes a while.
It takes forever.
A lot of
mistakes.
spelling
errors in the average Juice Kiffin tweet if a dog sends it out?
You just find the voice text button. You hope you hit that, and then you bark into it.
It translates from dog?
I guess. I mean, you can translate all kinds of languages on
We're
there.
going to go down that path of the bad friends thing where they're talking about dogs speak the language of the country they live in.
Have you ever seen those people that have the buttons that have the words on it?
And you could teach
Why would you teach your dog
I would never want to do that. No.
Because you know what your dog's going to do? Constantly push those buttons to...
Food.
Yeah, outside, or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not teaching my dogs how to speak via button. Are you kidding me?
Kiffin might be identifying as a furry now. Now, we didn't consider that. That's a possibility.
I mean...
Can you imagine if you're went to a furry convention and Lane Kiffin walked in dressed as I don't know, what would be his fursona? It's called fursonas, by the way. What would his fursona be?
Is that really what it's called?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
Fursona. That sounds like a slur. That doesn't sound like a thing we're allowed to say.
Just go to break.
I can't.
Push the button.
It's hard time. I can't
push the button.
Break.
That's a slur. That dadgum fursona over there. No, that's what the word is. That's your furry persona. Your fursona.
Here's the quote from Verge Osbury, the AD at LSU. Quote, this is about Brian Kelly. Quote, he's not one... Oh, wait, no. Sorry, this is an article about Brian Kelly, but here's the AD at LSU talking about Lane Kiffin. Quote, he's not one who will say, okay, I don't want people to contact me. I don't want people to touch me. I don't want people to be around me. That's who we had. That's why we got what we got. There was no feel, there was no connection between the LSU football program, the coach, and the fans.
So you hired Lane Kiffin?
So you hired the guy that forced Ole Miss to put metal barriers in the Walk of Champions so the fans couldn't get close to him.
So the guy who's like, hey, I won't go do Radio Row. I got to have a 5-minute interview with a guy completely cut off from everything else.
That dude.
This is the guy?
I mean.
Oh, my gosh.
That guy.
You better win a lot of games.
Wouldn't walk down radio like Kirby Smart did, Nick Saban did, every other coach did. He would not do that to talk to Richard Cross on his employer's where his employer broadcasts their games.
Yeah.
And then gave the worst. Anyway, I mean, it's just they are in for what some Ole Miss fans were in for. They think that he's different.
He is not.
And
he isn't. I hate to be the one that tells you these things.
Well, LSU's different, therefore he's different. No, he does not.
Oh, okay. Well, now that you put it that way, yeah. No.
But probably win some football games in the meantime.
He'll win a lot of games, though.
I don't know. This seems like there's a crash out happening though. This seems different, and not in the way that LSU people want it to be different. This is weirder. It's getting weirder. You know what I mean? Like 4 years ago, it was trolling Jimbo.
Now we're fake. We're tweeting from the dog's account that we know you don't have.
Thirst traps. It was funnier when you were poking. Like it wasn't as bad when you were poking Jimbo.
You're still young enough. You ever do the thirst trap thing? I couldn't pull that off
on Twitter.
Yeah. You ever tweet out a thirst trap pic and just see what happens?
Okay, there 2 summers ago, I did tweet a picture of me and James on the beach.
Uh huh. Did you get some response?
I did.
So that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. All right.
I was in better shape than I am right now. That was like when I was at my peak physically, had abs and all that stuff. Yeah. I did do that once.
No paparazzi, please. C-Spire text line's off and running. We are going today. Let's go.
They're leaving the dogs.
Thank you, Lane. Once again, you have delivered for. Hey, we can't hate on Lane Kiffin. He has helped us this week. He's done a lot for us. We appreciate you, Lane. You know, we appreciate you in a way those ungrateful Ole Miss fans never could, because you have done for us something this week that we could not have done for ourselves. We appreciate you, Lane. If you could keep doing it, that would be
mid-May. Having something to talk about mid-May is great.
It's awesome. It's awesome. We got plenty of baseball to talk about. We'll do that when we come back. Sports Talk Mississippi. We're just starting it up on a Thursday.
Now we have a special surprise for everyone.
Give it to me. More Sports Talk Mississippi right now on Super Talk Mississippi.
If you're Ole Miss, by the way, don't you have to have Juice on the sideline for the LSU game? Don't you have to do this? You've got to go get him out. You've got to go break him out and bring him to this game. Not that he's in jail. He's living a good life.
I'm sure he's living a great
living better
life.
than either one of us is. But you got to do it, don't you? I am telling you, I have given Ole Miss free money these last 2 days with some of these ideas.
But I go back to this, and forget this kind of sounds a little like high and mighty, but the more you do stuff that he would do, the more you look like him. He's a clown.
But this is good. This is good.
But what if you do that and then lose the game?
Well, that's a different story. Don't look. You got to control control what you can control.
But if it were up to me, which it's not, if it were up to me,
let him do the hottie toddy.
I would have as business as usual as possible.
You have a little dog translator subtitle on the bottom.
I would try to get Daniel Tosh to be the guest picker on College Game Day. I would absolutely do that.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have a CAA love fest with Kirk Herbstreit, some of the stuff that he said today. Oh, boy. Or yesterday. Goodness gracious. Yeah. With him and Saban up there, you're just going to get a Jimmy Sexton love fest on that stage on the Grove.
I'm just saying.
So bring Daniel Tosh in to balance the scales a little bit. But I wouldn't do anything like that. I really wouldn't. I mean, this is really stick in the mud. But when they played neck in the stadium after Ole Miss beat LSU last year, I thought that was trash. I wouldn't do that again. I mean, again, this is very stick in the mud. I had my then 5-year-old son with me, and the fans chanted what LSU fans chant when they played that, and he asked me what they said. Don't do that again.
One day, James is going to be an Ole Miss student. He's going to be in a fraternity. Like, he's going to say those things. It's going to happen. Doesn't have to happen right now.
Yeah, but I don't want him to do it at 5.
I'm just saying. Get him ready.
But
that said, I'm just telling you, having that dog on the sideline would be funny.
It would be funny, but that's something that he would do. And I think you need to be above that.
There's a problem with your theory. He can't do that. He doesn't have the dog. You have the dog. I would absolutely do this. Keith, if you're listening, again, I don't need a fee for any of this. You just maybe a little hat tip to me somewhere down the road.
Yeah, No, and a lot of people saying Ulysses Bentley should do the
100%
the pregame. Are you ready?
110% agree with that. And have Juice with him.
Him petting Juice.
Yeah.
He told
two guys done wrong by Lane Kiffin right here on the thing.
If he just takes every snap in the Kentucky, LSU, and Florida game, they win at least one of them.
I mean, yeah, there's no question.
It just
we're reliving hard times for you here. So,
but no, I know it's stick in the muddy. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't play neck. I wouldn't do any of that. I would just play the game and win the game. And as the students chant four-letter word Lane Kiffin as he walks off the field, he will have to fight off tears in ways that no 51-year-old man has after a football game. And that's how you win. You win by winning. That's how you win. You don't win by stooping down into the petty.
You win by winning.
Right.
It's right there with seasonings.
But
so to say that.
But you know what I mean.
I know exactly
you win
what
by
you mean.
winning the football game.
Yeah.
You don't win by doing the stuff that he's doing.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But what do I say about football all the time? It's supposed to be entertainment, a little showmanship. I don't have a problem with this. I think it would be hilarious if Pete Golding is on the sideline and Juice is right there next to him. You know, I just think it would be funny. I think it would be worth. I think it'd be worth doing. The only issue with it would be that Ole Miss might have to own up a little bit to we knew that he didn't have the dog kind of thing. But other than that, it would be funny. In the moment, it would be funny.
What will Ole Miss fans do if he wins? That's a great question. I don't know that answer. Just make sure that doesn't happen. Somebody says, I agree. Don't fall into his ways. Be a professional. You're spot on. Yeah, because look, this team is too good, or should be. The roster is too good to let one game define your season. And I know how hard that is considering all that's happened. But even if you beat LSU, you got to go to Gainesville the next week.
Yeah.
And if you want this team, I think Pete Golding, in a way, was trying to talk to fans through media about stuff like that. But when he went on his word, I got to make sure the team's focused on the right four-letter word stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's also a message to you, the Ole Miss fan listening. It's if you make this entire season about the LSU game, you're not pulling the rope in the direction of what the ceiling of this team is, which is a lot higher than just winning one game. It should be anyway. Mm-hmm. So if you put so much into one game, it takes away from other stuff. And you might be thinking, oh, well, fan behavior doesn't impact the team. Yes, it does. It can. It can. I don't know. I wouldn't stoop down to that level. Just create an atmosphere, make it intense, make it nuts, keep stuff off the field.
I'm a showman. I'm an entertainer. Yeah, so. You are a stick in the mud, which is funny. I'm the older guy.
I don't think it's. I'm calling it stick in the mud. I think that's the classy approach.
But you are a stick in the mud. Let's just be clear.
No.
Yeah, in all ways, you're very white bread.
I have high standards for decorum.
Can I have some decorum?
I do. I think that you should. I don't. Again,
I'm just thinking you're like, I don't think that's classy. Now I want Kiffin to coach the game in a tux. You're like, I just don't think what Pete Golding is doing is classy enough.
Yeah, why does Pete wear hoodies on the side? He needs to wear a suit. What are we doing?
You know, that's not classy enough.
No, you can't spend all offseason calling this guy's actions a clown and then act like him.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all I mean by that.
I just think it'd be funny.
It would be funny.
That's all I really want you to do is just admit that it'd be funny.
It would be funny.
All right, that's all I
wouldn't
want.
do it.
Yeah. I guess.
Abandon a dog.
Ooh.
What happened?
We're just getting the NFL scheduling leaks are just nonstop. Looks like it's gonna be Chiefs at Bills on Thanksgiving night. Yeah. So if you're a State or Ole Miss fan and you're like, I want the game on Thanksgiving night, no, you don't, because that's a $20 million guarantee.
Yeah, 500,000 people would have watched the Egg Bowl that
the team,
night.
maybe some fans, most of the parents that couldn't make it. That's it. Yeah, if you're getting Chiefs, Bills, no chance.
Goodness gracious. And some people don't care about that. And I respect your position.
But,
if you don't care about exposure for the Egg Bowl, I hear you.
That's fine, yeah. But nationally, but the schools care.
Yes.
The conference cares. The network cares. The network, ESPN doesn't want to put something out there that isn't going to get any traction.
Especially a game that has the potential to be super compelling. We've gone past, I mean, the Egg Bowl's still intense, right? The fan bases still don't like each other. It's still heated. But it has evolved some from frankly, it kind of felt like a clown show there for a little while. People tuned into the Egg Bowl not because the teams were good, but because, I hope they fight tonight.
Yeah.
It became a WWE event instead of a football game. If State reaches their ceiling this season, you've got a very compelling football game that will draw attention nationally. Like that game can become that. It really can.
It can. Yeah, it's on State. It's on State to do that. We're going to talk about that. Is that the college football fix? Is that what you want to do there?
Your idea from
exercise?
Yesterday.
Yeah. So, it's on State to do that. Ole Miss has done their part in the Egg Bowl the last 3 seasons. Mississippi State has not. So, somebody says, hey, Dad, with the typical MSU take on how to handle Lane Kiffin. So, are you saying State fans are more creative, more entertaining?
Okay, I'm joking. Message boards, don't try to dox my address again.
I'm going to clip this, whatever it is.
It's easy to know how to act after a win when you win.
Okay.
You got to act like you've been there, but it's harder to act like you've been there if you haven't.
Yeah.
But
I certainly haven't had a coach that faked owning a dog.
That has not happened.
And our fan base licked it up.
That is unique to Lane Kiffin.
That's on your side of the fence, brother.
Again, in my defense, I had no idea he was faking dog ownership. I had no idea.
I want you to think about all of the sentences that we have said on this show. And think about, when you got a job in sports media, did you ever think the words, I didn't know he was faking dog ownership, would ever come out of your mouth?
That's where we are.
It never occurred to me that I might have to have that discussion one day, but here we are. Let's do baseball. What do you say?
Well, wait, I have one thing to get to when we come back.
Okay.
It's related to the PGA Championship, but before you turn the radio off, something that happened today blows my mind. I think it might blow Hadad's too, and it might blow yours. So we'll get to that when we come back. We'll have fun. It's a fun thing, hopefully. So we'll do that. Sports Talk Mississippi most of the time. Dog Talk today.
A little bit.
But we'll be back in just a bit.
Sports Talk Mississippi is back.
This is it.
Super Talk Mississippi.
Borkey and Hadad with you, Sports Talk Mississippi. I think we laughed more in that first 30 minutes of the show than we have in a while. It was fun.
It was great.
PGA Championship going on right now. Justin Thomas tied for the lead. He's at the very top of the leaderboard because he's still on the course. Mm-hmm. And thankfully, because the rest of the top of the leaderboard leaves a lot to be desired. I mean, it's Pot Geeter, your boy Aldrich Pot Geeter, Steven Yeager, Minwoo Lee, Ryo Hisatsune, Martin Keimer. I mean, that's the top of the leaderboard.
How did our guy do this morning?
I watched Richard for a little bit. It was great. It really was. He, I forget his analyst's name, but he was really good too. They seemed to, even though I don't think they've ever worked together, seemed like they were very familiar with each other. It was a very comfortable broadcast. He did a great job.
Well, cool.
But I mean, you got Xander at 2 under. You've got there's a chance that the leaderboard shapes up, but right now it's leaving a little bit to be desired, and that's okay. I saw something this morning though about this that blew my mind. So it was a social media video. They had Rory McIlroy sitting down, and we're just asking him rapid fire questions, like who on tour do you think can do the most pull-ups, that kind of stuff, just goofy questions. And the girl asked him the questions, goes, do you go sock, shoe, or sock, shoe, shoe? And Rory looked at her and was like, what the hell are you talking about? I learned today that there are a lot of people that when they are covering up their feet to start the day, they will put one sock and then put a shoe on that sock on. And then they will go to the other foot and put a sock on and then the shoe on the other foot. There's no way people actually do that, right? That's not a real thing.
I do mine differently.
Sock, sock, shoe, shoe. Put your socks on first and then your shoes after you put your socks on.
We got to be pretty clear on one thing. There's a pants in between there.
Well, when you're putting your shoes on.
Yeah, like I put my socks on.
Oh, you do socks, pants, shoes?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I'm pants, socks, shoes.
Oh no, I'm never gonna be. I don't want to be. I don't want the cuff of my my jeans touching my ankle. I don't want that. That's
interesting.
That's an ick. I know.
That's not near as crazy as going sock, shoe.
You know,
sock,
I agree
shoe,
with what
though.
you're saying, but yeah, I get when I get out of the shower, we're going boxers, t-shirt, socks, jeans, shirt, shoes, belt out the door. That is the order of doing things.
Okay, Michael says he does that. Sock, shoe, sock, shoe. Michael, you're a psychopath. You're lying to us right now on the text line. I did not know people do it like that.
People do everything.
But that's... Why?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
That doesn't make any sense to me. You ever seen those videos of like a friend group? They will be fully clothed, but they will make the whole friend group show how they dry themselves off after they take a shower?
No, I can't say that.
Like you'll hand them a towel and be like, okay, when you get out of the shower, how do you dry yourself off?
This, like fake owning a dog, must be an Ole Miss thing. I've never heard of this. I've never had anybody ever, even in my life, ask me.
What's your process? I grab towel, go straight to the head.
Head first.
And then
my swimsuit area.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the body.
I'll go leg.
I have a gut, so you got to get under there. Other than that, yeah. No one has ever asked me this before. Just sort of want to point that out.
Rob does sock, shoe, sock, shoe. Sock, shoe people hate dogs.
Somebody just said that pants, socks, shoes is the way to do it. Any other way, you're a communist.
Hadad? Comrade Hadad?
I do not understand what is problem with the way I put on clothes.
Okay, I've never thought about it like this. So the socks make your pants slide on easier. My feet get stuck at the bottom of my pants all the time.
I always wear socks. I'm never barefoot is the other thing, too.
Oh,
the only time I'm barefoot
socks.
is getting in the shower and getting out. I immediately will put on socks. Nobody wants to see my feet.
Steve says you might be a serial killer.
Me? How am I? What did I do? I don't like to have socks on.
Oh, man. Usually left foot first with socks. Don't know why. I always put my left sock on first. Always. Always. And I will never.
Yeah, left first. Yeah.
Left first. And phone, keys, wallet, always in the same pockets. Always.
So, keys are in my my right pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Money clip and phone are in my left pocket.
So you stack in one pocket.
Well, I mean, I don't wear a wallet. I'm not putting my money clip in my back pocket. Money clip is in.
Okay.
So I don't do. Hold on, get it out here. I don't do. This is the only piece of Banner M that I own, and it's the old Banner M. But I got this as a groomsman's gift.
Oh, nice.
I was.
That's sharp, though.
This is like 24 years old.
Wow.
I've had it a long time. I think that's right.
Amazing how things hold up.
It's a little younger than that. It's like 21, 22. But I've had it this whole time. I'm a money clip man, yeah.
So I'm keys front right, wallet back right, phone front left. If I'm sitting down, if I'm walking, phone back left.
Mm-hmm.
And if one of those is out of place or not there, I feel naked. I can't do it. I can't do anything without my keys and my wallet and my phone in those exact pockets. Drives me crazy. And I'll constantly like touch the area where they should be because they're not there. Like you'll see me, if you ever see me walking and I don't have my wallet, you'll see me like pat my butt like every 30 seconds because it's not there and it doesn't feel right.
Someone says, hey, Dad must have cross money to mean a money clip. You just saw me put it up. There was no cash in it.
Somebody says, I hope no pickpocketers are listening. Easy pray.
But if you can get my money clip out of my front pocket without me noticing it, good luck to you. All right?
If you take my wallet, you're just practicing. There's nothing valuable in there. Yeah. Although I do have a lifetime library card.
Oh, there you go.
That's the most valuable thing in my wallet.
Not an actual library. The bar.
The bar.
Yeah.
What do you think the cover's going to be for Friday night before the LSU game? I bet truly it'll get to $200.
You can make a nice down payment on a new Ford at Belk Ford. You could, if you want to save your money.
Sounds like a Mitch Hedberg joke that if somebody steals my wallet, I'll just actually thank them because they stole my debt from me.
Identity theft is not a joke, Borkey.
You want to take my credit cards? Go for it, guys.
Neither of us carry. I do not carry a pocket knife. No.
I will, in certain circumstances. Yes, I will, depending. Where I am, stuff like that. Yeah, I'll have something like that on me. I don't want to carry a weapon with a small child. I don't.
In college, I had a job at a grocery store, and then I went to a concert. And as I was in line, realizing I still had my box cutter on me. And they were patting everybody down. I was just like, "Oh God!" And I just threw it into the hedges. And went back the next day. I was like, "Hey, I lost my box cutter. I need a new one." Because it's like, what am I going to do? I can't walk in with it.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, Dad, do you dry off in the shower or
no?
Do you step
out?
I step out too. I can't dry off in the shower. It makes me feel weird.
No, we're not drying off. The towel does not go in the shower. The shower and the towel never the twain shall meet.
Couple people saying you got to have a knife.
I don't have to have a knife. What do I need a knife for?
I always
Where am I going to go? I need a knife.
You never know, though.
I guess. And
then there's going to be the one time we're going to look up. Does anybody have a knife?
Somebody else will have a knife then. I live in Mississippi. I don't carry a pocket knife.
I've got a couple in my car. So I'd usually have
What self-respecting man doesn't carry a pocket knife? One that goes to a lot of sporting events.
Or school.
Yeah, or I go to schools pretty often. I don't carry a pocket knife.
Man.
LSU fans wear socks in the shower.
Does the wet socks to cure a hangover actually work? Like, is there science behind that?
Don't know. Never tried it. When I get...
You've heard that.
When I have too much, I cook a flank steak and salted butter. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, Ron Swanson.
I have heard that. My hangover cure is a trip to a swimming pool. So, that's what I do.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you go to the pool, you feel much better.
I might try it one day. I don't drink like that.
Oh,
anymore.
I don't either.
I'm not 21 anymore,
Not anymore. I couldn't tell you the last time I was hungover, but still.
608-879-4395. A lot of opinions about the sock.
It's warmer
sock
to dry
thing.
off in the shower. How is that possible?
Steam, I guess, is still in there.
I don't come out of the bathroom. I'm still in the bathroom. The door is closed. Everything's still trapped in there with me. No, I'm not doing that. No, that's terrible out there.
I don't feel particularly cold when I get out of the shower.
Yeah.
But I make my shower so hot, though, that my skin is like glowing red when I get out.
Oh, you're like that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like a hot shower, but not like that.
Turn it up, Reggie. I need to burn.
Our friend Matt Moscona is the opposite. He takes cold showers. He does the cold plunge thing, too.
Those people are nuts.
I can't deal with that. I can't get behind it.
We'll be back. Actually talking, we'll get to baseball when we come back.
Maybe.
Bring Sports Talk Mississippi. Super Talk Mississippi.
Anything else you need to know about me? The way I part my hair?
Yeah.
I guess it's over here.
I'll be thinking about the sock shoe thing for the rest of the day at least.
Okay.
When I go to put shoes on tonight after I take a shower, I'm going to try the sock shoe.
Why are you putting on shoes after you take a shower?
Because
tonight. Like tomorrow, sure. Where are you going after you take a shower?
If I go somewhere.
Okay.
I'm going to try that.
Like, what are we doing here?
And I'm going to want to run through the nearest. I have a ranch home, so it's all one story. But I'm going to just run through a window. Just bust through the window.
Yeah.
It'll make me feel that uncomfortable. What about baseball in Starkville tonight? We talked about the pitching matchups. Not Starkville. Gosh darn it. It's in College Station. I did that yesterday, too, almost.
Only team home this weekend is Southern Miss.
What do we need to know? We're going to talk to Brad Henderson here in a little bit about Tuscaloosa, but what do we need to know about tonight specifically?
I mean, this is the only night we know for sure who Texas A&M is throwing. And they're throwing a guy who's making only his second start ever against a guy that, I had Mark Etheridge on Thunder and Lightning last night, and he was talking about Tomas Valinkas, and he said, this is a guy who could be the SEC Pitcher of the Year. You've got to get this game if you're Mississippi State. You're throwing your best guy. They're throwing a guy who hasn't started a lot. This is not a great pitching team you're facing. Yes, it's a tough environment. They can get under your skin out there, but this is a game Mississippi State needs to win. They have to win one of these three games. I don't know if they can have the same kind of hitting performance they had a week ago against Auburn, where everything was going their way in that first game. But Valinkas has delivered every week out this year. The only time he had a bad start was against LSU. State ended up coming from behind and winning that game anyway. But this is a game that Mississippi State really needs to win. I don't know if what they're going to do this weekend. I think they'll get at least one, and it's probably going to be this one because Valinkas gives you the best chance.
So it's as simple as, maybe not that simple. Baseball's a notoriously inconsistent game, but I mean it's just hard to disagree that State's best chance to get that one win they need is right now tonight.
This is the best pitcher. This is your best guy. So yeah, 100%. You should win this game. I mean, on the season? He's 11-3, I believe, is his record.
And especially with A&M's pitching issues, if you can chase early,
if you can,
and get into their bullpen that's injury depleted,
if you can put some runs on the board and get into their bullpen, you are talking about giving yourself a chance to win this series, big time. You need that. You need some early runs. That's what happened last week. That's what. Coming out of that game on Thursday, that's why we all felt good about Mississippi State. State chased Auburn's starter after 2 innings. They only threw 2 pitchers. You thought everything was set up for Mississippi State. It ended up not working out that way, and that's fine. But nothing that happened on the Thursday game last week made you think that State wasn't in a great position. They need to do the exact same things. They need to limit the number of pitchers they throw while getting into that Texas A&M bullpen.
I mean, is a conservative offensive approach the right one? Just work counts. I mean, don't give them anything cheap. A lot of first pitch takes, no matter what, that kind of stuff. Is that what you do if you're State tonight? Is you be a little bit more conservative at the plate?
No, I think you go the other way. I think you're aggressive. But
that can lead to really quick innings and stuff like that.
It can, unless you make contact.
Well, that.
I mean, I just don't think State's going to walk their way to victory in this one. They were aggressive last week against Auburn. It worked out. I mean, look at the stats. They had 16 hits, but they also had 10 strikeouts in that game. Only 2 walks. They were aggressive at the plate. They got after it. I think this State team is best when it's aggressive. I don't want them taking too many pitches. You've got good hitters. The first pitch you see is usually the best one. So go after it. Go after these guys early in the count. I mean, make them throw you strikes. I would be aggressive if I was Mississippi State tonight.
We will talk about Ole Miss, Alabama after the news with Brad Henderson, and then we just got a lot of other stuff to get to today. Matt Stahl wrote a hilarious story involving Steve Sarkisian. It's hilarious, so hopefully we get to that. Ole Miss's lineup is out. We'll get to that. Georgia has more issues.
Yes. Yes, they do.
Goodness gracious. We got to go through the SEC's ABS situation. Exactly how our ball and strike review is going to be implemented in Hoover. They laid it out beautifully, so we'll go through that. Vanderbilt's quarterback has a role in a movie. I'm not kidding. We'll tell you about that. Schedule a release day. We now know the Saints season opener is going to be home opener is going to be week 3, actually. So they're going to start with back-to-back road games.
Yeah.
And then hosting the Raiders in week 3. I don't hate that. Your home opener being a team that you should be a heck of a lot better than. Mendoza might not even be starting, and if he is, I mean, how early in his career? Don't hate that.
Yeah.
Don't hate that at all. We'll get to Brad Henderson after the news.
Sports Talk Mississippi.
Boom! Are you ready for some football?
On Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome back in Sports Talk Mississippi. Michael Borkey and Brian Hadad with you on this Thursday afternoon. We go to the Farm Bureau guest line. Check out favorites.com and go with the home team, Mississippi Farm Bureau. Brad Henderson, you know him. He's on your radio again. And Brad, let's start here, actually. Milestone was reached on Tuesday night with Judd Utermark becoming the all-time home run leader in Ole Miss history. As somebody that has all-time records of his own, what kind of legacy? What does that mean for Judd personally? And then what kind of legacy should he leave behind at Ole Miss, knowing that his story is still being written?
Well, I think it just shows the character and the grit of Judd Utermark. You know, he's had a couple of injuries with the shoulder, and he essentially did it really in 2 years and some change. And it just shows you how strong he is as well, and what type of player he is, you know. And it was a guy when he came in, like a lot of freshmen do, you know, a lot of swing and miss, try to figure it out. And really at the start of last year, the game started to slow down, the light came on, and man, he's just been a joy to watch, and it's just been a blessing to have a front row seat really to all 49 of them.
And then, as you know, we talked to Mike Bianco on Monday, and you know he gave the coach speak answer, but I believe him when he says that they don't focus on regional projections and stuff like that within his office. He knows his players see it, but he doesn't focus on it. What's your perspective, though, on this team? If they get to, they're going to host in Oxford. If they don't, they're likely not going to.
Yeah, I mean, I think they all know it because they're the social media aspect, and that's what people are talking about, right? And it's a huge weekend, and if you don't, you know, you still may have an opportunity if you go to Hoover and make a run there. But yeah, two would solidify it and lock it up, and obviously that's what everybody wants, to get back to Oxford and Swayze and be able to host. But it'll be a challenge. It's a good Alabama team. They've swept their last 2 series. Vanderbilt 2 weeks ago here in Tuscaloosa, and then went to Columbia. So they're riding a pretty good wave as well, and it'll be a tough test for Ole Miss here in the finale.
So what is kind of the scouting report on Alabama? If you just look at their raw stats, I mean, they only hit 250 as a team. They don't like super jump off the page at you, but like you said, it's an SEC team with 16 wins. They've won their last 6 conference games. This is a really good baseball team. What makes them good, though?
I think they're what they do on the mound. You know, they come in with just over a 4 ERA, and they got 3 really good starters. And obviously we see the first one tonight with Tyler Fay, but they pitch it really well. And when you do that, you're always going to give yourself an opportunity to win. I mean, Ole Miss saw that last week where they got great start from Hunter and from Rave, and they end up winning those 2 games. And the one start that they didn't have their best stuff, you know, A&M hit us around. So, I mean, that's ultimately what wins games in this league, and you got to be able to pitch and defend. And you know, that's one thing we'll see this weekend how that kind of plays out, because that's one thing Alabama has not done. They have not defended well. They've made 72 errors, fielding at a 962 clip, and the shortstop All-American, who's going to be a first-round draft pick. He's had some issues at short this year, so we'll see if Ole Miss can take advantage of that. But again, it's awfully tough playing on the road in this league.
Hunter Elliott was awesome last week after back-to-back starts where he struggled. What was the difference in last week versus the 2 previous weeks?
Yeah, I just think he settled back in and started to trust his stuff again. He told me one of the post games that, he and Joel had worked on some stuff, but really it was more stuff in between the ears rather than the mechanics, and it just all came back together. And, we just get spoiled, right? If you're an Ole Miss fan, you get spoiled getting to watch that guy pitch every weekend, and you just expect him to go out there and dominate. And he did in the 2 weekends before. But we also played 2 really good teams in Georgia and on the road in Fayetteville, and he just didn't have it. But obviously, if Ole Miss is going to make a run down the stretch and in the postseason, we're going to have Hunter Elliott be the Hunter Elliott we're used to.
Interesting lineup tonight. I know you've seen it. You have Mosley in center with Federico in left, and then Pasella going to DH. What's your take on what Bianco's throwing out there tonight?
Yeah, obviously, Faye, a right-hander tonight, has been really good against right-handed hitters, and so we're just going to stack it with lefties. And he's going to have to beat guys in the other batter's box tonight. But I like it. It's not something we're used to, but Mosley gives you a little bit better defender in center field as well, and so. And obviously he can play a small game if you need him to, and he can run the bases. So we'll see how it shakes out. But I feel pretty confident they wanted as many left-handers in the lineup as they could possibly get tonight.
The splits speak for themselves, but as a hitter, what is the biggest difference between hitting against a right-handed pitcher as a lefty or vice versa? How much, if you can quantify that, how much does it actually matter as a hitter?
I don't know that I can quantify it, to be honest with you, because I was a right-handed hitter, and I saw obviously more right-handed pitchers, so I didn't necessarily like facing left-handed pitchers, and so I think it's to each their own now on their comfort level. Now, clearly the advantage is a right-handed pitcher, all his breaking balls are going to come into the left-hander, and the ball jumps here to right field. It's going to blow from the left field foul pole to the right field foul pole. So if you get one up to right field, you got a shot. So, they're just kind of trying to catch lightning in a bottle. But I think it's some right-handers will tell you they don't want to face left-handers. Some right-handers will tell you that they don't want to face right-handers. So I think it's to each their own and their comfort level.
Speaking of pitching, right now they've got a couple of relievers that are as good as anybody in the country, really. But what about after them, when you have Hooks throw tonight, let's say he throws tonight, who is the next guy that needs to step up that comes out of the bullpen for Ole Miss that can produce the same way your 2 main relievers do?
Yeah, I think, and I'm just going to talk big picture and not necessarily this weekend, but I think J.P. Robertson has got to continue to pitch well. And then I think Will Libbert. I think the light, has got to come on a consistent basis. It's just been inconsistent, but the stuff is unbelievably good. And, when you got a lefty in the bullpen that's coming out sitting 97, 98 with a pretty good breaking ball, that guy's got to be able to help you on weekends and in postseason play. So I think he could be an important piece down the stretch, and I think we're going to have him once tournament time hits.
And then they shook up the rotation a little bit. Is that simply just a product of keeping the rest consistent for Rabe in particular?
Yeah, really more so for Townsend. He is a creature of habit. He's on a strict schedule, and so they'll flip-flop Taylor and Cade, and Taylor's going to throw game 2 now and Cade game 3, and I think 100% that's the only reason they did it. Cade had the tightness earlier in the year when he came out of the game at Texas, and like I said, he is on a 7-day, and he's probably the most regimented arm we have, and he's on a routine, and they're just going to keep him on that routine.
I remember a conversation we had, I think it was last year, when Owen Pano got brought up, and you said he may not be playing to his ceiling right now, but just wait and you will see that he's got the right stuff. He has taken that shortstop position and he's not giving it back.
No, he's an elite player, and he has it in him, right? And we've seen flashes of greatness, and, we've seen flashes where he looks like a sophomore that doesn't have too many games under his belt. But when you watch the kid take ground balls in infield, outfield, or during batting practice, he just looks the part. And I think, kind of like we talked about Judd the other night when he broke the record, at some point, if you're going to be an elite player or even just a starter in this league that's a contributor at a high level, the light comes on, right? And the game truly slows down. I can just remember as a freshman, it looked to me like everybody threw 98 miles an hour and everybody ran a four flat, 40. And then at some point the light came on and the game just slowed down. And then I just realized I could play at this level. And I think you're starting to see Pano kind of morph into that. The game's starting to slow down. He's starting to understand angles and timing and, knowing when to charge, when to stay back. And, once it does that, then the great players just continue to get better. And so it's been a great sight to see because he went through so much last year. And so it's good to see him kind of bounce back and start to be the player that I think Coach B and those guys knew that they had signed.
We really appreciate your time, as always. Have a great golf call tonight. We'll be listening, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
That's Brad Henderson on the Farm Bureau, guest on the all-time hits leader at Ole Miss, so he knows a thing or two about personal milestones like Judd Utermark. Ole Miss and Alabama starting here in an hour and 45 minutes from right now, and you can listen to that on many of these stations. And if you don't get the Ole Miss game on your local SuperTalk station, guess what? You're getting the Mississippi State game on your local SuperTalk station. He joined us on the Farm Bureau guest line. We'll be right back in just a bit.
Sports Talk Mississippi is brought to you by Covington County Hospital in Collins, where your health matters.
Sports Talk Mississippi, your new home for exclusive sports coverage here in the Magnolia State.
Let me put it to you this way.
Right here on Super Talk Mississippi.
Sports Talk Mississippi here with you on a Thursday afternoon. The weekend's coming up. If you're a State fan or an Ole Miss fan, baseball is away. It's early on Saturday for Mississippi State. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say you got time to mow the grass. Needs to be done this weekend, and our friends at Ag Up have got the mower for you. And if you've got the big deals, if you got the big, area you got to handle.
You got the property, the farm.
Call it what you will.
The hunting land.
Whatever it is.
The escape.
If you got acres, if you look at your house and you're like, we're talking about acres, we're not talking about, that's not my yard. It's my acreage out there. You might need to talk about a John Deere compact tractor. 1 through 5 series. Great deals available right now with our friends at Ag Up. Talking 0% financing for up to 84 months. Guys, that's a deal that can't be beat. And if you are a landowner and you need to talk about upgrading your equipment or just getting a new tractor, Ag Up has the deal for you. 15 locations throughout the state. Go see our friends at Ag Up or visit them at agup.com. What's up on Sports Talk Mississippi? I mean, if you're judging it by the first hour, brother, your guest is as good as mine. But we were supposed to do, later today, we're going to do a thought exercise. So I'll give a little more detail about it as we get there. But we're just going to tell you what we think about our gut feeling on all 16 SEC teams, their win-loss record based on nothing but vibes That's coming up in the college football fix. It's a little while, but we've got some more baseball to talk about. 3 huge series here in the Magnolia State. Not all in the Magnolia State, but for our teams. Mississippi State, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Alabama, and, of course, Southern Miss trying to win the Sun Belt Championship.
It's on the line.
When they take on Georgia Southern this weekend.
Well, sort of on the line. They need help, obviously.
They need. So do we see that if they finish tied, Coastal still is they would be co-champs, but Coastal would be the 1 seed?
Correct.
Okay. So they need Louisiana to take 2 games from Coastal, and if Southern can sweep, that would be good enough.
Yes, it would. So dove into Ole Miss, Alabama, right there with Brad. Is there anything left hanging on for you in/from College Station?
I'm interested to see how State plays. State's just been a better road team this year. They're 8-4 on the road. Regardless of how this series wraps up, they will finish the season with more road SEC wins than home SEC wins. That's a really weird outlier statistic. But that being said, this is a good Texas A&M team. They can hit the baseball. I expect some high-scoring games. Maybe not tonight with Valinkas on the mound, but Friday, Saturday, I think there'll be some runs on the board, and State's offense is going to have to show up. Ace Reese he had a great weekend last week despite the results. He had 8 hits on the weekend. Jacob Parker, I want to see, he had a good night Friday night or Thursday night. Friday, Saturday, he was not good. And, had the bases loaded and pops up on a 3-0 pitch. Just wasn't his normal self. It's always the batting average dropped about 20 points last weekend. You wonder, as a freshman, is he kind of hitting that wall a little bit, or can he find a way to push through that? State needs its big bats to show up, and if they can do that, State's going to have a great chance to not only win the game that they absolutely have to win, but to win another game and possibly take the series and put themselves into contention for a super regional.
For sure. You've got the SEC tournament next weekend, and they're doing ABS. If you're a Major League Baseball fan, you know what that is, where you can challenge balls and strikes. Kudos to the SEC. They gave a full, with graphics and everything, explainer of how this is going to be implemented next week in Hoover, and I love it. I love it so much, I want to go through it, a lot of it anyway, with you guys. 3 challenges per team per game. The home plate umpire will call balls and strikes unaided by ABS, obviously, but each team can challenge an individual strike or ball call on either offense or defense, so you don't have to be hitting to do it. And, of course, you appeal to ABS. A challenge may occur at any point in a plate appearance, including at the end of an appearance, if there's a walk or called third strike or whatever. The defensive team cannot challenge a strike, and the offensive team cannot challenge a ball. I don't know why you ever would, but you cannot.
Exactly, yeah.
3 challenges per team. The strike zone will be 19 inches wide. The upper boundary of the batter will be 58% of the batter, and the lower boundary will be 23% of the height of the batter. That's how they're going to measure it, so it changes based on height. I don't know if they're going to measure each player. I would assume that's what they're going to do.
You would think, yeah.
But anyway. All right, challenge authority. 3 people can initiate the challenge. None of them are the coach. It has to be a player on the field. Pitcher, catcher, or batter only. Shortstop can't do it. Second baseman can't do it. Coach can't do it. Only 3 players on the field can initiate a challenge. As you guys know, it is the tap on the head. And it's got to be within 3 seconds. If you wait a while and you tap your head, too late. It's got to be almost immediate. You hear the call, tap on your head to challenge.
Right.
How a challenge works. You tap the cap, the umpire will signal to the press box and announce that a challenge has been initiated. The pitch tracking review will be done with the electronic strike zone, and the video board and the broadcast will both show the pitch location and confirm or deny the challenge. They actually have an example video right here of the Met scoreboard showing exactly what it will look like. So you will see in real time what the umpires see. Also, You cannot do an ABS challenge if a coach initiates a challenge. Okay. So if a coach is challenging something, you can't do ABS.
Out or safe. You can't also challenge. Okay.
Correct.
Which it feels like, what would a coach challenge? I guess maybe like, ball was hit by pitch.
I guess, yeah, would be the thing.
But like, it doesn't feel like there's a lot of overlap.
No. If the call on the field is overturned, meaning the challenge is successful, you will keep it. You will keep it. It does not matter how many times you challenge. If you keep winning them, you keep all three.
Right.
Obviously, if you lose the challenge, you lose one of your three.
Also, you're allowed to point and laugh at the umpire if he's wrong. You idiot!
In the 10th inning and beyond, a team with 0 remaining challenges at the start of an inning is provided 1 additional challenge for that inning only. You cannot carry them over, but you will have 1 in extra innings. No other player, as I said, can initiate the challenge, or team personnel may... No other player or team personnel may signal to challenge. So the coach can't be like, challenge it. Nope. If that happens, it is not awarded. It has to be the three people and the three people only.
You got to figure every coach. I mean, it would have to be quick, but every coach has got like a sign, right? Like a stroke of the chin or something like that.
You got like 2 seconds, though. But if an umpire catches you, it's not awarded.
But that's like, how are they going to,
If the pitcher looks over and gets a signal and looks back.
Like if I'm the catcher, I'm going to make a point to look in the dugout after every pitch, so that the guy's like, oh, I'll look in the dugout after every pitch. I don't know.
Teams, including players, coaches, and any team personnel, are prohibited from using information received directly or indirectly from any electronic devices to inform a decision whether or not to challenge. The SEC will conduct random spot checks of dugouts in team areas. So if you've got like an iPad pulled up with the game broadcast. Mm-hmm. And ump sees it, and you get ejected from the game and stuff like that. Let's see. If a pitch is called a strike and the batter requests a challenge, but the umpire believes the batter may have offered, the umpire must confirm no swing before initiating the review. So that's probably where you're talking about a challenge as well from the coach, is whether or not a batter swung. You may not argue at all the result of an ABS challenge. Can't do it.
Right. Once the challenge happens, because what's to argue at that point? Like you're going to see live where it happened. What are you going to say that? Oh no, that the computer's wrong. No.
I guess because you saw it in MLB, a coach argued that the challenge wasn't the head tap wasn't done fast enough.
Yeah,
they're not even letting that happen. Doesn't matter. You cannot argue with the challenge situation at all. Can't do it. Next thing, it's a 2-dimensional rectangle. The width is fixed at 19 inches. 8.5. I mean, you can do the math. At 8.5 is halfway point. Blah blah blah. If any part of the ball intersects the strike zone, it is called a strike. If any part of that's been a weird thing in Major League Baseball fan discourse. If it's barely just by a frog's hair, a strike. People don't think that should be called. Okay, at what point then?
No.
That doesn't make sense.
A strike is a strike. Simple as that.
Framing does not matter at all. I guess that does for umpires. If you're out of challenges and you got a catcher that frames great, then great. But that won't impact this at all. Each player will be measured. And there's some FAQs, but I think they've all been answered. So really good stuff there. If you guys want to see it, it's on the SEC website. Breaks it all down, but that's as clear as day to me. Excited to see it next week. Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll be back.
From the Sea Room.
This is a place for crazy people.
If it's sports in Mississippi, you'll hear about it here. Sports Talk Mississippi on SuperTalk Mississippi.
A few questions on the ABS that we did not answer. Same question. Where will the 2-dimensional rectangle that determines balls and strikes be located? On the front of the plate, on the back of the plate? Here is your answer. Over the middle of home plate is where the rectangle is located, 8.5 inches in front of the back tip of the plate. So 8.5 inches from the back tip of the plate, or as they say, over the middle. So where it crosses the plate is actually not accurate in the ABS. It's where it crosses the middle of the plate is what will determine a ball and a strike.
There you go. Mark in Eupora says if you have Steiner baseball analytics, you have 144 and 2/5 chance to win every challenge. Because I know you can't throw a strike to me.
Somebody here in the office said that was their favorite part of the show yesterday.
It was great. It was fantastic. That person has taste.
Dwight, I see your message, and no, it's not.
I mean, honestly, that's like bigger than I can imagine. To be honest with you, that's like that's got to be like this like this. You know, I didn't realize the plate was that wide.
And for some of you, Matt Stahl at AL.com heard what Steve Sarkisian said about taking basket weaving at Ole Miss, which, by the way, I learned today that Texas offers a class in how to sleep better. You can take a improve your sleep class at Texas. Also, how to be cool in 2026 is a class that is offered at Texas. So,
I need to know more about that one. You know.
No, we don't. But Matt Stahl at AL.com reached out to an actual basket weaver. Matt Tommey, Tommey. He is a high-end basket maker. He actually has his own website and everything, matttommey.com. And, I mean, if these images of the stuff that he makes are legit, he is a very good basket weaver. These things are impressive looking. On his website here, if you want to look at them, you can buy some too if you want. I mean, he's got all different kinds. He even will teach you how to do it. He will even show you how to make vine out of kudzu. So he's helping fight our endless battle with the invasive plant. I already
knew that. I saw Castaway. So I knew how to do that.
He's been weaving baskets since the 1990s when he attended the University of...
I swear to God, if you say Mississippi.
Georgia.
Okay. I was going to lose it.
Oh, man. But he did it as a hobby at Georgia, and he's made a career out of it. And, he's done a really good job. The interview is awesome. And he gives real quotes about, how difficult it is and things like that. If you want to read it, you can at AL.com. But here it is. He said, quote, "I just say bless his heart. People don't know what they're talking about. Typical for a Texas fan, I'll say that."
Oh!
I think it's like anything. People don't really understand what goes into it. I'm not sure how basket making got such a bad rap, other than I think they used to do it in mental health settings. So I'm not really sure how it became what it did. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of shake my head and move on. I am confident after reading his description that Tommy here could not coach football at the level that Sark can. And I am confident that Sark could not basket weave at the level that this man can. That's great journalism, Bob. That's so fun.
Matt Stahl knows how to get these kind of stories. Like, there's nobody better. He's the one who was quoted on Capitol Hill by one of the guys talking about, coaching. He knows how to find these little unique stories and turn them into features like this. So he really, I don't know if good journalism is the right word.
Yeah, that's good journalism.
Is that what it is?
It's fun journalism.
It's fun journalism. So he makes stories that are worth reading. So congrats to Matt, friend of the program.
We need to have him on just to talk about stuff like this.
We do.
Hey, tell me about basket weaving.
Yeah.
I do love that colleges will charge out the rear end for classes like how to sleep better. You could take Harry Potter classes at college all around the country if you want to. I mean, that's journalism, We're all kinds of ridiculous classes.
We're going to go off the rails a little bit here.
That's fine.
What niche class could Dr. Michael Borkey teach?
Okay, there's a few.
Okay.
Like animal husbandry? Like how to properly care for exotic animals?
That's not a niche class. That's a class that is available at every agricultural school in the country.
But I mean, I'm talking like how to take care of like your pet tortoise and gecko and stuff.
Okay, so tortoise care.
Or reptile care. Or exotic animal care.
I don't know that these aren't real classes. I was wanting to go a little deeper.
But that's something
Like,
that I'm
what is-
actually truly passionate about. That I have. So I'm an animal lover. I love animals, all kinds of animals. I have a dream one day to have a property with chickens and cows and horses and a pond with turtles in it and fish and a room dedicated to aquariums and stuff in my house. I love it.
Okay.
And because of that, I watch a lot of YouTube of people that have and like properly care for exotic animals. And I've become kind of passionate about it because now, hey, Dad, in the pet trade, people unknowingly abuse animals because they don't know how to take care of them the right way. I could right now, without even writing a curriculum, teach a class on how to properly care for animals.
Well, there you go.
I'm obsessed with it.
Okay.
I watched a Camp Kennan video last night because I couldn't sleep. Lives in Florida, has like monitor lizards and stuff on his property. He's awesome. What about you?
I mean, history of pro wrestling would easily be one for me. I think I could teach a class on the history of Mississippi State sports. Like, I could do football and basketball, baseball, that stuff. I could teach I wouldn't say a barbecue class, but I could teach like home ec almost kind of thing. Like I could teach guys how to cook, like how to do basic stuff. Like this is how you cook a steak. This is how you cook chicken, things like that. So you're not just an idiot.
There really would be a great benefit to home ec for dudes.
So this is what happened. And Tony Bourdain talked about this once. He said, in the 60s, the 50s and 60s, the guys took things like woodworking and shop, and the girls took home ec. And then, because they didn't want to have separation like that anymore, they did away with those things. It should have just been make everybody take it.
Yeah.
Like everybody should know how to cook. You should know how to cook for yourself.
Yes.
So yeah. But history of pro wrestling would be an incredible class.
I don't know if this can be a class or not, but somebody close to me has 3 kids. And his wife cannot go on girls' trips, can't go out of town, can't because he actually cannot by himself take care of his children.
That's brutal.
Like I've lost respect for him as a man.
That's not a real man.
It's like she
if
can't.
That guy's listening, if you're listening, sir, you're not a real man.
Like she's a big South Carolina fan, loves football.
Yeah. Can't go with. I mean,
can't go to the game because can't leave the husband behind with the 3 kids, and it's like I want to strangle you. That is
ridiculous.
embarrassing.
That's ridiculous.
And so I don't know if you can turn that into a class or not. But just like
the first time, I don't think I ever was left alone with my oldest until we had the second one. Until we had the youngest. But I want to say Emily was like maybe 2 or 3 the first time Jennifer went somewhere by herself, and they're both still alive. We have lots of good memories of those weekends. They were always fun. I always made sure to have a good time. So yeah, you're less of a man if you can't be allowed to if you can't hold you can't parent your children.
Yeah. Somebody says there's a class for that, or it used to be have a baby that would randomly start crying and you had to care for it. I mean, what's funny? It's not funny. Sometimes babies have colic or something and they can't stop crying. But a lot of baby crying is just related to you got to try to find a creative way to make them fart. Truly.
The average baby crying is either hungry, tired, or dirty. That is like most of the Venn diagram. Like baby crying, those are the 3 things. It may be something else. It could be in pain, something, but that is usually a minuscule chance. If you haven't eaten, if they're not dirty, or if they're dirty, or they're just tired. Those are the 3 reasons babies cry for the most part.
And if they're still crying,
then you need to go to a doctor.
But pull up a YouTube video about like tricks to make a baby, pass gas, and that works too. I remember. I mean, I used to have so much fun. I know this is kind of lame, I guess, talking about fart jokes on the radio, but when James was a baby, doing the, spread the legs out, bring him back in, move him around, and then push, and they would just rip the loudest fart you've ever heard. I loved that. That was like my favorite part of having a baby was when he was a little bit fussy. doing all the leg tricks and the, holding them upright and kind of bending them a little bit and then loosening and then bending them and then they'd let it go. Gosh, that would make me laugh every time. I miss those days.
Yeah.
Now he does it on me on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I miss when, it was cute. It's not cute anymore. Sports Talk Mississippi. What?
I must have misunderstood what you just said.
He walks up to me and will fart on me as a joke, and he thinks it's funny. And it's not funny.
Okay. I'd be careful with that.
I know. It's gross. We'll be back.
In the Sports Talk Mississippi. To the junction, in the groove, and to the top. Sports Talk Mississippi on SuperTalk Mississippi.
Borkey and Hadad with you, Sports Talk Mississippi. During that last segment, if you want to call that a segment, we got a couple of messages from very new fathers out there in the trenches right now, boys. We're thinking about you. We've been there.
We've got a very new father, by the way.
Are you sure?
Incredibly new. What?
I don't want to share unless he says we can.
Oh, God.
I don't. It's not my thing. I don't know. It's not. You can.
I'm not gonna say anything now.
You can.
No,
I'm not your boss. I don't.
Nah, it's too late.
You don't have to do anything that I say, brother.
I'm just saying. I guess.
They haven't made any kind of announcement yet or anything. I don't know. I really appreciate you guys. Somebody says Fart Talk Mississippi continue. Yeah.
I prefer flatulence talk. We're a little classier than that.
It's one of the new dads. Seriously though, if you have a new baby and they're just kind of fussing, but they're fed and they're changed and all that, go online, look at the leg tricks in order to get them to. That helps a ton. I'm telling you, it helps a ton. If you don't think about that, you should. And it's also really funny, truthfully. But I'm also immature.
That's true.
Just a little bit. We know the Saints home opener is going to be week 3 against the Raiders. Scale from 1 to 10. How into schedule release night are you?
The only thing I enjoy are the videos. And I don't know if you saw this, by the way. The NFL has said they will not censor anyone making Mike Vrabel jokes. So,
the Chargers are going to.
The Chargers will. I don't know if the Chargers play the Patriots or not, but if they do, there will be a Mike Vrabel joke.
They'll find a way.
They'll find a way to do it, and some of the other ones will make some shots as well. So, we think about was it like 2 years ago with the Titans, or 3 years ago when they went on?
Hey, that was 3 years ago.
Yeah, when they went out on Broadway and got a bunch of people who didn't know anything about football. We get to see some teams be creative.
I love the group of girls. Cowboys. Yes, that's the Cowboys, and it's the Colts.
It was the Colts. I laughed at almost every one of them. So I'm interested but I'm the same way with the SEC, right? I don't need a show. Just let me see the schedule. So when the Saints schedule comes out, I'll look at it, but then I will see who had the most creative video of the night for sure.
Yeah, I do really like those. The Saints have done okay ones, but
they've been okay.
They could do better.
They had the one where they had the script writer come in and explain how they were going to script the NFL that time, and that it was okay. It was just okay. Now, I do remember they did one and they made a 28-3 reference in it, like it was a little Easter egg.
Yeah.
So, other than that,
those are fun. We do know. At least we think we know that the Saints will start the season on the road,
right? At
Detroit and then at Baltimore.
If you're going to play Baltimore second week with a new coach, that's probably the best time to get them.
Probably.
That's a good team, though. But I think if the Saints are 1-1 coming out of that, they'll be fine. They'll be all right. I'm not too terribly worried about it.
No, you're right. Just get one of those. Come back home, beat the Raiders, be 2-1, and then we'll see what the rest of the schedule is tonight.
At 2-1, you're good to go.
I can't decide if I love that it leaks or because it builds kind of suspense to the whole thing or not. I can't decide if at this point
At this point, I'd just be like, you know what, just put the schedules out. Just put them out. Like, we don't have to have a primetime show for everything. I mean, this is my stick in the mud, old man talk. Like, guys, just give us the schedule. Like, I don't need a 1 hour special of here's week 7. Oh, what do we think? I don't need it. Just give me the schedule. Let me look at it and move on with our lives. That's just me. That's just something that
I won't watch the primetime show.
No.
I will just scroll social media and save
once
the best
the schedules
videos.
are out, I will partake. But the actual show itself will not watch that. I mean, on top of that, baseball will be going on. So I'll be kind of locked into that.
That is true. And
should be getting Mississippi State's lineup soon, you would think. Did you ever read off the Ole Miss lineup?
no, but we did talk about it.
Okay.
But I mean, sure, I can get to that right now. They did make some changes, but again, it's as Brad Henderson told us, it's the lefty righty thing is mostly why it looks the way it does. It is interesting though. Decker will lead off. Becerra in right as usual. Utermark at third as usual. Furness batting fourth. Federico in left tonight. Pano at short. Pasella going to DH for Ole Miss. That's an interesting one. Foley going to catch, and then Mosley in center field for the Rebels tonight. So a little different, but understandable. And of course, Hunter Elliott on the hill tonight.
Andrew in Oxford says, "What if I listened here? What if I only listened here after the games had happened? Technically, that would be every show.
That would be.
If you listen on Thursday before a Friday game, you're still listening after the Sunday game. Mm-hmm. We got you.
We are always before or after a game.
We are inevitable."
College football fix after the news. Don't go anywhere.
Quit bags packed on a plane. Hopeless heaven.
Your Sports Talk Mississippi. Sports. On your radio and in the game. Super Talk Mississippi.
Welcome back, Sports Talk Mississippi. Hour 3 already. Michael Borkey and Brian Hadad with you. So glad that you guys are with us. It's a baseball day, but it's just after 5 o'clock. You know what time it is.
It is time for the College Football Fix. The College Football Fix is driven by your Mississippi Ford dealers. Built Ford Tough. That's the best-selling truck in America, the Ford F-150. Summer's almost here. You want to go out and go for a ride? You want to do it in the best-selling truck in America, don't you? Don't you? Go visit your Mississippi Ford dealers today. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So,
real quick, because I got sent this during the break. There is a new website or whatever that is sending out NIL numbers attached to players on your favorite team's roster.
Is it a Hail State Diamond thing?
No, I don't know. But it's out there, and it's being shared around. Not the university donations thing. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about there's people are getting a lot of run out of this. Here is how much this school is paying their roster, and here is the exact dollar amounts related to the players. They're calling them valuations. I'm here to tell you, if you see that, it's wrong.
Yeah.
Don't even bother. Because the text was, are we really paying this guy that, was the text. And the answer is no. Hey, Dad, they said Kewan Lacey's number was like $600,000. I mean, that's
common sense.
It's ridiculous. It is wrong for every player that they list.
Yeah.
Don't even give it any run. It's incorrect. I wish we got the actual numbers. This new publication doesn't have them. They're just not right. So anyway, PSA for you. If you see specific dollar amounts attached to a player being shared, it's not accurate. Now, here we go.
So on today's Thunder and Lightning podcast, Carlo Barone and I did a thought exercise based off. Have you ever read the book Blink by Malcolm Gladwell?
I have not.
All right. Basically, the premise of the book is very simple. Your gut instinct is usually correct. When you're in a situation, whatever you think first, go with it. So that's what we did for the SEC. We just went through every team, all 16 of them, and we just said, so the name of the team, what do you think their record's going to be? Without knowing the schedule, don't look at the schedule, don't think.
Okay.
Just act.
I don't think most days, so this sounds good to me.
Let's start it off then. Alabama.
9-3.
That is what I said as well, and that will be Kalen DeBoer's last season in Tuscaloosa.
He just got a big fat contract extension, $60 million buyout or
There's
whatever.
nothing I love more than when athletic directors do stuff like that. But if he misses the playoff for the second time in 3 years, he's going to go. All right. Arkansas.
3-9.
Did you listen to today's pod?
No, I didn't.
We're 2 for 2. 2 for 2. I said 3-9 as well. Auburn. You said, now I remember a few weeks ago we did
I think Auburn's going to be stinky 4-8.
4-8. Yeah. I think I said 6-6. At least back to 500. All right. Florida.
Ooh. 7-5 or 8-4. I think they're going to be good. They're not going to be great, but they're going to be salty.
I have Florida 9-3. I think big step forward for Florida.
I wouldn't be shocked.
I buy Sumrall. So Georgia
11-1.
11-1 was what Carlo and I both said, just because it's Georgia. Right. Kentucky
6-6.
That's what I said as well.
Hey, Dad, what the heck?
I have bought into Will Stein. I think he's got a good team, and I like Mincy, the quarterback transfer from Notre Dame.
You like Mincy? That's surprising.
Not that. No, not Mincy. Mincy.
Oh, see, I thought you were just a big fan of Barstool.
No.
And all of their content.
Not
creators.
really. I don't. No, I am not. All right. Here's a tough one for you. LSU
8-4.
That will have some people upset down on the Bayou. I said 9-3, and probably missing the play. I just don't buy.
Still have people. Upset
I just don't buy into
Bayou.
Levitt. I just don't buy into the guy. So we'll say State and Ole Miss for the end. So we'll go to Missouri.
8-4.
8-4 feels right? I mean, that's where that program is. I buy into Austin Simmons. My issue, the first thing I thought of was I don't know when Ahmad Hardy will be back.
That is unfortunately a big loss.
If he's out for 5 games, it could be tough. All right, but we'll move on. We're not overthinking things here.
No.
Oklahoma
8-4.
So I think I said 9-3. I just don't with Mateer. Is it first half of the season Mateer? They're 11-1. Second half of the season Mateer, they're 6-6. So somewhere in the middle, I guess. So I said 9-3. All right. South Carolina.
5-7. Beamer gets fired.
I said the same. Yeah. Beamer and DeBoer are the two I've got getting the axe at the end of this season. Tennessee.
8-4. Heupel is on the chopping block.
He'd be on the hot seat. I don't think he'd get fired.
Probably give him another year.
I also said 8-4. We really are one
concerned
brand.
about the quarterback position. At
Just don't know who it is. Yeah. I mean, they are one of the schools having a real competition, and it could end up being a true freshman, which will be that's tough. Texas
10-2.
That's what I said as well.
What the?
I mean, we're just.
What the heck?
I don't think they'll be good 11-1, but I don't think they'll be 9-3 either. So 10-2 worked. All right, and then Texas A&M
9-3.
I went with the meme.
Texas 8-4.
Texas 8-4. Just don't like Marcel Reed.
Don't like Marcel Reed. So many bodies on defense, though.
They're really talented. That's going to have Elko with a little heat if he goes 8-4 with this team. But that's just where I have him. And then Vandy
6-6.
Carlo went full regression. He said 3-9. I said 5-7. Just because I think they'll be starting a true freshman quarterback.
Be starting a true freshman quarterback.
That's tough.
It's tough, but they've got they've recruited well. They're portaling well. They don't have the worst roster in the league. I don't think that.
No, they don't have the worst roster in the league by any stretch of the imagination. All right. Ole Miss
10-2.
I said 9-3, and I said
totally fair.
And because I believe a new head football coach, he'll blow one game. There'll be one game where Pete Golding
schedule is tougher too.
Yeah, and so, but having Chambliss and Lacey and the pieces they have on defense, I'm not saying they're too big to fail, but they are going to be good. Like I said, I've been saying it for the past few months. Like the real test of Golding as a coach is next season when Chambliss and Lacey and those guys are all gone, and it's more his team. So, State
6-6.
I said 6-6 as well.
Schedule's tougher.
Schedule's very tough.
More talented.
Yeah, they are more talented, and defensively they will be better with Arnett.
Better in the trenches on defense too, I think.
I think for sure. But that offensive line still gives me a lot of pause. If I knew that offensive line was good, I could talk myself into 8 because I buy into Kamario Taylor and I buy into the Arnett. But that offensive line,
Fluff is going to be good. The running back room is good.
Running back should be fine. Anthony Evans
have a high end receiver.
I'm just going to trust Levy's evaluations on receivers going forward. You know, he's had 2 straight years of having an All SEC receiver on the roster. And you know he knows how to find guys in that spot. So, who has the worst roster in the SEC?
Arkansas.
Jinx. That's just the correct answer. You know, they just are not where they need to be from a talent standpoint. Good news is it's the portal, so you can be better next year. But they're just not where they want to be right this second.
Yeah. And somebody on the text line says, need to see the Ole Miss offense without Weiss. Totally fair. It's just the weapons are just they're so good.
Well, that's why I said 9-3. Yeah. I'm not worried about Ole Miss. I just think they will drop a game. I mean, they play Texas, Georgia, and LSU, Oklahoma. At Florida. Louisville is a good team. They're going to lose some of these games.
That's what happens in football.
Yeah. You know, I don't think the notion that SEC defensive coordinators have a year's worth of tape on Trinidad Chambliss now. They know how to attack him a little bit better.
Yeah, so did Kirby, and look at what he did in the Sugar Bowl.
Well, he did, but he made some ridiculous plays. Like there were plays. Well, what I'm saying is he made outlier plays.
Are they outliers?
Yes.
There
are some of those plays where you're like, if you ran that exact play against them 100 times, what the outcome that occurred would only happen that one time. Ole Miss got the one time it could happen. Like some of those plays, like Georgia brought pressure, they had him dead to rights, and he just got away.
But that's his skill.
That is his skill. But I think I'm not. Look, Trinidad Chambliss is probably gonna be my All SEC quarterback. Don't think I'm hating on him. I'm just saying that it doesn't hurt to have another year of film on a guy.
By his 13th game. Isn't that enough film?
I mean, I don't know. I watched Georgia struggle against him. And Ole Miss, Miami didn't struggle against him because they had 2 elite pass rushers.
Well, and he was spectacular in the second half of that game.
He was really good in the game, yeah. So what we also did on the pod, and we'll do that, we'll come back and do that again, the floor and the ceiling for State and Ole Miss.
I like it.
So how good can they be, and how bad can it get? What's the worst case scenarios for Mississippi State and Ole Miss? We'll do that when we come back. Sports Talk Mississippi, back in just a minute.
From the Venable Glass. Sports Talk Mississippi. Sports Talk Mississippi.
You know I love sports.
On Super Talk Mississippi.
The lesser-known third song from Cake right here. Everybody knows the other two. That's the other one right there. Sports Talk Mississippi with you here on a Thursday. Before we get back into this football discussion, Mississippi State has put out their starting lineup for tonight's Game 1 against Texas A&M, so let's dive into it. Garrick Fry leads off. He'll play second base. Batting second but playing third is Ace Reese. Noah Sullivan's your DH. He's hitting third. Jacob Parker, the freshman, batting cleanup. He's in right field. Blake Beavis is batting fifth. He'll play first. Bryce Chance is in center. He'll bat sixth. With a left-hander on the mound, Vitas Valencius is in left field for the Bulldogs. He'll bat seventh. Kevin Milewski behind the plate. He'll bat eighth. Ryder Woodson at shortstop. So I assume Drew Wires still suffering from the after effects of being hit by that ball in batting practice last week. He is not in the starting lineup for the Dogs. Tomas Valinkas, of course, on the mound for Mississippi State, trying to get that win. Over in Hattiesburg, their lineup out as well. Seth Smith leads off. He's playing shortstop. Joey Urban's in center. He'll bat second. Kyle Morrison batting third, but playing second. Davis Gillespie is the cleanup man in left field. Matthew Russo at first, batting fifth. Dre Barrett's the DH tonight. He'll bat sixth. Ben Higdon is in right field. He'll bat seventh. Tucker Stockman behind the plate. He's your catcher. Ty Long at third. He'll bat ninth. And Graydon Harris, the Golden Eagles Ferris Trophy nominee, on the mound for tonight's game against Georgia Southern. So we just went through, we did a complete gut feel, vibes only prediction for the SEC. Chances are, if we sat down and added up all the games, it wouldn't work. You know, we don't have the helmet schedule in front of us. We want to take it a step further now for the teams here, for Mississippi State and Ole Miss, and start with. I want to talk about ceilings and floors. So let's start with the Rebels. What's the ceiling for Ole Miss? I say it's 11-1. I don't think anybody's going undefeated, but their ceiling, if everybody plays the best they can, and Golding is indeed a top-level coach, that can be an 11-1 football.
Yeah, that roster can beat every team on their schedule, and not like an any given Sunday kind of thing. No, they can line up with every team on their schedule. But like you, I mean, Nick Saban went, undefeated twice in his entire run at Alabama? Wait, he never did he?
He went undefeated once, I think, didn't he?
Let me verify. But it underscores just how difficult going undefeated is, to the point where even on a ceiling floor discussion.
I know he went undefeated in the COVID year, which, I mean, don't take anything away from that.
Twice.
All SEC.
Twice. I was right the first time. 2009 and 2020. So
yeah.
He coached from 2007 to 2023 and went undefeated twice in what could be the greatest run of any head coach in the history of the sport.
Right.
So, yeah, 11.
11-1. What's their floor, in your opinion?
I mean, 6?
That's where I came out as well, where my scenario was Louisville's a good team.
Louisville's a good team.
And you go out and you lose that game, and you've already got a loss, and everybody's like, oh, all the luster, from a national perspective, all the luster is lost. When if LSU beats Clemson, right? And you're like, they've already got a loss. It's not as big a deal. But it's still an emotional game, and Ole Miss loses it, and they just collapse under the weight of not getting that game. Mm-hmm. And then they lose to Alabama. They play Alabama, right?
Ole Miss does not play Alabama.
It's Texas.
LSU, at Florida, at Vanderbilt, Missouri, at Texas, Auburn, Georgia, at Oklahoma, Wofford State.
So, yeah, you lose to, Georgia, LSU, Louisville, Florida, Oklahoma, Texas. There's 6 right there.
Yeah.
Could easily happen.
Entirely plausible. As a floor.
Easily is not the right word. Could happen.
Entirely plausible.
It's plausible. It's not probable by any stretch of the imagination, but it is plausible. What about for State? What's the ceiling for the Bulldogs, in your opinion?
8?
Okay.
Maybe higher?
Mine was 9. I said 9-3. That they would win their 3 non-conference games, beat Vandy, beat Auburn, beat South Carolina, beat Missouri, and beat Ole Miss, and then beat one of Alabama or Oklahoma at home. That's your ceiling. And how I got there was, there are 3 things that have to happen. And I go into a lot more detail about this on tomorrow's Thunder and Lightning podcast. 1, Kamario Taylor has to be elite. And what I'm saying is, Dak Prescott junior year, I need that from Kamario Taylor. Is that unfair? Yes. But is that what it's going to take? Yes. Also, yes. So there's that. 2, defense has got to be better. I'm counting on that. All right? Regardless of what State does this year, I think the defense will be better. Zach Arnett is a real defensive coordinator. He has coordinated good defenses in this league before. He knows how to take advantage of the talent the State has. I believe in Zach Arnett. He'll have the defense playing better. The third one is where I'm concerned, is the offensive line. Mm-hmm. And if here's what I said. They have to be good enough. They don't have to be good necessarily, but good enough. Can they be a C offensive line? An average offensive line? I think with an average offensive line, with the way I think State's going to improve on defense and the talent that I believe Kamario Taylor has, that's a team that can win a lot of games. But if that offensive line doesn't show up, if they're not good, then you're going to struggle. The floor for State.
Is it 2 or 3?
It's 2-10. It's you lose all of your conference games and you lose to Minnesota. State has a really, I would say the gap between State's floor and State's ceiling
pretty darn high.
It's huge.
Yeah.
That's why I think they end up in the middle there. Whereas with Ole Miss, they're talented enough that they're closer to their ceiling. I'll just tell you right now, if Kiffin were the head coach at Ole Miss, I would be locked in as 11-1 and probably pick them to win the SEC.
Does 9-3 get you in the playoff? It can.
It's going to be tight. It would be super tight.
It can, because the SEC does provide more opportunities for wins because there are more league games. However, if the committee does what they've done each of the last 2 seasons, guys, strength of schedule didn't really matter last year. It didn't. If you take Ole Miss, Texas A&M. Ole Miss was a better football team than Texas A&M, so they ultimately got it right. I'm talking about on paper. Why was Ole Miss seated ahead of Texas A&M?
Yeah, that's a good question.
On paper, when you compared the resumes, that should have mattered. It didn't. I mean, you look at the last 2 years with all the decisions they made, seeding, who got in, who didn't, etc. Strength of schedule was not a big factor. Do you expect them to suddenly change their minds this offseason? If we get a chance to visit with Greg Sankey at Media Days, I'm going to ask him. Because remember, last year it was they're going to start considering strength of schedule.
Yeah.
Their actions tell you that that's not really something they're considering yet.
I don't think 9-3 gets you in.
I
think
they'll
be.
You need help. A lot of help.
Need a lot of help. I mean, there hasn't been a 9-3 team get in yet, right?
I do not believe so.
So, especially if I say LSU is 9-3 and I say Ole Miss is 9-3, who won that game could be Ole Miss LSU in that kind of scenario. It could be sort of like what Miami and Notre Dame were this year.
Yeah, who won?
Who won that game is the one that gets it.
But you can't have. I mean, a 10-2 Big 12 team. We saw it. I'm just not convinced that the committee's good. And by the way, the SEC kind of lost that cachet too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're 9-3, but they're in the SEC. Well, what does that mean now?
Yeah, that doesn't mean what it meant 2 years ago. I mean, 2 years ago.
It should, but it doesn't.
2 years ago, there was legit discussion about Ole Miss, Alabama, South Carolina at 9-3 getting in, right? Last year, there really wasn't legit discussion about Texas at 9-3. There wasn't even really legit discussion about Vandy getting in at 10-2.
Yeah, there wasn't at all.
I mean, there wasn't a lot of the last thing we talked about was Miami or Notre Dame. Nobody was talking about
The following is a Learfield presentation of the Ole Miss Sports Network.
He's swinging a miss. He struck him out.
Hotty toddy.
You remember Omaha, baby.
This is Ole Miss baseball.
You can forget it because it's out of here. Showers in the outfield.
That was a rob job.
A towering shot to the wall. Back to back to back. That's first double play. And the Rebels are out of the inning. Strike 3 called. He got him on a high fastball. And the Ole Miss Rebels are your national champions.
This is Ole Miss baseball on the Ole Miss Sports Network from Learfield in partnership with SuperTalk Mississippi Media. Our coverage of Rebel baseball begins with the Ole Miss Dugout Show, presented by Coca-Cola. Fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola. And by Ford, Mississippi Ford dealers and the Ford F-150, official truck of the Ole Miss Rebels. The countdown is on to Ole Miss baseball. Let's go to the broadcast booth with the voice of the Rebels, David Kellum.
Here in Tuscaloosa, we've arrived at the final regular season Southeastern Conference Series of 2026. 15th ranked Ole Miss and 14th ranked Alabama will battle on the diamond here at Sewell Thomas Stadium over the next 3 days. Both teams are out to grab wins to improve an opportunity to host in the first round of the NCAA playoffs and get a bye in the SEC tournament in Hoover next week. The Rebels and the Crimson Tide are longtime Old Western Division foes, but under the new scheduling did not play last season. Hello, I'm David Kellum along with Brad Henderson, and we've got all the action coming up as the Tide and the Rebs are set to clash in Game 1. But first, stay tuned with the Ole Miss Dugout.
David, they'll continue to support you, and Rob Vaughn's obviously done a good job of that since he's taken over here at Alabama.
2016 was the year where they were really fired up as a fan base. In fact, their largest crowd ever here was 6,644 against Mississippi State in 2016. Then they played Maryland that year, which is really interesting because Maryland later, their head coach was Rob Vaughn, who was at Maryland, but they had 6,449 in 2016. And then Ole Miss in 2 outings are 3 and 4 at 6,354 in 2 games as well. So you've got those as the top attended games all time at this particular facility. Ole Miss comes in 35-18, 14-13 in the league. Mike Bianco in his 26 years won 984 games as the head coach. Bama's 35-17, 16-11 in the league, ranked as high as 14th. And Coach Rob Vaughn in his 3rd year has won 109 games coming in. The series, this will be the 377th meeting tonight. Alabama leads at 219-155 with 2 ties. And the last time we met was actually 2 seasons ago in Oxford, and Alabama took 2 of 3 from the Rebels. Last time here in 23, the Tide took 2 of 3, as Ole Miss trying to change that a little bit. And Brad, you know, it's apples and oranges in our league, especially at this point. We got a pretty good grip about where people are, but they opened the year with Kentucky at Kentucky and got swept. Ole Miss took 2 of 3 from Kentucky and Oxford. Florida, they hosted and swept them. Ole Miss took 2 of 3 in Gainesville. Auburn, they were able to sweep Auburn here at home. It's been a weird year for Alabama. We didn't play Auburn. And then they go to Oklahoma, and they took 2 of 3. We didn't play Oklahoma. Then they had Arkansas here and got swept. Ole Miss got 1 of 3 in Fayetteville against the Hogs. We both played Texas at Texas. They got 1, we got 1. And then at Tennessee, this Alabama team lost 2 of 3. Ole Miss at Tennessee won 2 of 3. They swept Vanderbilt, swept South Carolina the last 2 weekends. We didn't play either one of those. So common opponents in the SEC. Ole Miss is 7-5. Bama's 4-8.
Yeah, you know, it's funny when we were sitting in the dugout visiting with Carl Lafferty during batting practice, I asked Laff, I said, Laff, are these guys any good? He said, Brad, they find ways to win baseball games, and that they've done. They sit here 16-11, going to be in the postseason, and that's what. Nothing jumps off the chart other than they got 3 really good starting pitchers, David, but they haven't swung it at a high level, come in hitting in the 250s, and they haven't defended well, but they found ways to win baseball games, and ultimately that's all that matters.
Stolen bases the Rebels get over the next 3 days are presented by Wade Incorporated. Has been serving Mississippi's your John Deere dealer since 1909 with 14 locations to choose from. Be sure to visit your nearest Wade Incorporated dealership for all of your lawn, small, and large tractor needs. When it comes time to choose, remember nothing runs like a deer. When we come back, we're going to check out that pitching matchup, and Dave's going to look at the rest of the SEC in this final 3 days of SEC baseball in the regular season on the Ole Miss Radio Network.
The right field terrace isn't just a place, it's a vibe where the red and blue roar among home run showers, sending opponents into delirium and bringing the energy to Swayze Field. This Ole Miss tradition is brought to you by Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks 49 years straight. Drive F-150, official truck of the Rebels, only at your Mississippi Ford dealer, based on 1977 to 2025 total sales.
Whether it is before you head to Swayze to watch our Rebs play or after the game celebrating a Rebel win, Funky's Oxford is where you want to be this baseball season. With 18 daiquiri machines, an expansive liquor selection, and Oxford's favorite pizza, Funky's is the place to bring your friends, family, and Fido. Rebels play away? We've got you taken care of with full coverage of the Road Rebs on our 15 TVs. From Oxford to Omaha, come hang out at Funky's to make the most of your baseball season.
Ole Miss baseball returns after a word from your local station. This is the Ole Miss Sports Network from Learfield.
In life and in business, one thing is certain. change. That's why Pilium Corporation is ready to keep you ahead of the curve on ever-evolving technology, critical for your company's security and growth. To that end, the Pilium team offers IT support and security and forensics, plus cloud services and networking, mobile communications, body cams, in-car video systems, and real-time crime center technology. Pileum.com. Smart people, smart business, smart solutions.
Jack Hoffman here with Tico Steakhouse. At Tico Steakhouse, tradition is always on the menu, and now that tradition lives in 2 locations, Ridgeland off County Line Road and in Oxford on the Square. Known for the finest cuts of meat, the perfect sear, and hospitality that feels like home, Tico's is where memories are made every day. Whether you're celebrating a special occasion, hosting a big game win, or even simply enjoying a great meal with friends and family, Tico Steakhouse is the place. Come taste the legacy, savor the tradition.
Henderson's pitching diagnosis is brought to you by St. Dominic Hospital. Know your own vital stats with the online heart risk assessment. Visit stdom.com. Help the heart to get started. And we're going to look at that pitching matchup for you here. As far as Bama goes, over the 13 weekends, Alabama has kept intact the starting trio of Tyler Fay, Zane Adams, and Miles Upchurch. And we're going to see Mr. Fay tonight. The three have combined to have a 4.03 ERA. They've done a wonderful job and a 9.9 strikeout per 9-inning mark as well. It's the only rotation in the SEC to have been utilized in all 13 weekends. So they've been very fortunate in that capacity. And Brad, tonight we will see Tyler Fay. He's 6'5", 215, a redshirt junior from Doniphan, Nebraska, and he went to Grand Island Senior High School. This year he's recorded the 9th no-hitter in Alabama program history, leading the Tide to a 6-0 win in the series opener with the Gators. He struck out 13. He was named SEC Pitcher of the Week, Golden Spikes D1 National Player of the Week. Other outlets also made him the Player of the Week, as you would expect. And he became the first Tide pitcher since 1942 to manage an individual 9-inning no-hitter while accomplishing Alabama's first no-hitter of any kind since 2014. Now, 2025, they began the season with 6 consecutive appearances, but surrendered and earned without surrendering an earned run. 2024 finished 1-2 with 1 save and an 8 ERA. 23 didn't see any action. He was redshirted that particular year. He attended Grand Island High School in Grand Island, Nebraska. He was the number 6 right-handed pitcher in the state and was also magna cum laude. What does he do bad? Amazing. He was also born on my birthday, January 22nd, a few years later. And he's a married guy. But you look at what he's done. That Florida game, Hindu, was 9 innings, no hits, no runs, 13 strikeouts, 132 pitches to get the win. He's won 8 games, lost 3, 4.48 ERA.
Yeah, he's a good, solid 4-pitch mix guy, David, and got the velocity to go with it. Mid-90s type fastball, slider around 80 miles an hour. Those two are kind of his bread and butter. That's what he's going to stick with. He'll throw a cutter in the mid to upper 80s and a changeup as well. Changeup's not been a good pitch for him, David. That's why left-handers have had way more success than right-handers. Lefties hitting 282 against him. Righties 170 on the season. In the league, David, he's 5-2 with a 4.45, so about the same ERA, but he has given up 11 home runs in 9 starts in league play. You hope that continues tonight for Ole Miss.
Well, and we're loaded up with left-handed hitters. We'll look at the lineup here a little bit later as well. But in 2024, last time we faced, he pitched only a third of an inning in relief in Game 2 that Ole Miss won 9-8. He came in, gave up a couple of hits, 4 runs earned, 2 walks, a strikeout, and faced 5 batters and really struggled. But he's been fantastic this year. It's a different world for him 2 years later. The Ole Miss pitching staff has struck out 592, second most in the SEC, 4th in the NCAA. The strikeout-to-walk ratio, 3.5, is second in the nation and also in the SEC. And for the Rebels, we're going to see the veteran Hunter Elliott from Tupelo, Mississippi. The redshirt junior with Tupelo High School. Of course, last year, 102 strikeouts, fifth pitcher in program history to post 2 100-strikeout seasons. On the verge of doing 3 if he gets 12 more this year. And of course, his freshman year, you're very familiar with. He was part of that national championship team. Last week against Texas A&M may have been his best outing of the year. He went 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned. He struck out a season-tying 11 and a most in an SEC game. Walked only 1, season high 111 pitches. He hit one batter to get the win. He's 5-2 with a 5.12 ERA.
Yeah, he dominated a really good lineup in the league last weekend against Texas A&M at home. We talk about the fastball all the time, David. Be in the low 90s, but it gets on you, obviously, with that ride we talk about, gets on you faster than what it looks like. 83 to 85 with the slider. The changeup will be in the low to mid 80s, and that curveball that we've seen quite a bit more from. So after a couple kind of tough outings for Hunter Elliott, he bounced back last week. We'll need a good one here from him tonight against the Crimson Tide.
Against Alabama, he pitched against them as a freshman back in 2022, and he took the loss. 7-4 was the score. As he went 3 innings, gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, a walk, 4 strikeouts, and 2 hit batters. So both these pitchers haven't faced each other in a while, and it'll be a different capacity here. A veteran, Hunter Elliott, and a veteran, Fay, as well. So we look forward to the matchup. Should be a good one here tonight. As far as the rest of the SEC goes, we had some non-conference games Tuesday night. We talked about those in our post-game then, but this is the final 3 days. Everybody's starting on Thursday, Dave, and there's some implications there.
Yeah, DK, and of course the most notable of the non-conference games on Tuesday was the one that wasn't played between Kentucky and Northern Kentucky. Had that game canceled. Kentucky saying that they needed rest from weekend delays and travel after their series in Gainesville against Florida. Of course, now Kentucky in action against Arkansas in what is a critical 3-game series for the Wildcats against the number 12 Razorbacks in Lexington. And Ethan Hindle has broken the ice on the scoreboard. A 2-run homer in the bottom of the first inning has Kentucky off to a 2-0 lead. Right now, UK among the last 4 in D1 Baseball's NCAA tournament projection. They've won their last 3 meetings with Arkansas, the final 2 games in Lexington in 2024, and then also in the SEC tournament that year, trying to keep that streak going against an Arkansas squad that has won 4 of their last 5 SEC series. Meanwhile, Mississippi State and Texas A&M will go at it.
We're not kidding.
Hey guys, this is Schaefer Davidson and my wife Lori, owners of Davidson Marble and Granite of Canton, Vicksburg, and McGee. We also have Davidson Monument Company of Forest and Kosciuszko, as well as Central Mississippi Monument Company of Carthage and Louisville.
We offer a variety of granite, marble, and bronze headstones. We are back to pre-pandemic lead times with gray granite running approximately 2 to 3 months.
We are a third-generation family-owned business serving Mississippi since 1937. Check us out on Facebook or at DavidsonMarbleandGranite.com.
At Council. The Ole Miss Dugout Show continues with the head coach of Rebel Baseball, Mike Bianco, presented by Coca-Cola. Fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola. Once again, here's David Callum.
And we are back in Tuscaloosa. We've got Rebel head coach Mike Bianco. Ole Miss and Alabama about to launch into a series. It's the final regular season SEC series of the year. And when you get to this point, it seems like all of them are impactful, and we're looking forward to 3 more opportunities, Coach.
Yeah, no doubt. We talked about it, 10 weeks ago, 2.5 months ago. It goes fast, and it does. But we talked about it in our pregame meeting with the guys. We're a different team, now than we were in Austin, Texas on March 13th. And we've had some really good weekends, and some weekends we'd like to do over. But unfortunately, in this league, you don't get to do them over. But all you can do is learn from them, right? And shower well and be ready for the next battle. And our guys have done that pretty well. They've been able to weather the storms of the SEC, now in position to finish well and get into postseason.
Great Alabama team. They've had a fantastic year.
They really have. Really, just talking to their coach, really kind of up and down for them. One of the weird stats against them is they played 6 weekends in SEC play, 6 of the 9 where they've either been swept or have swept. But fortunately for them, much like what I just said, they've been able to rebound and bounce back and put together just a heck of a year under a really good young coach in Rob Vaughn.
What is your scouting report on them, maybe compared to some other teams that we have to deal with?
I think they, on both sides of the ball, they're really good. They can really pitch it, but they do it a little, you hate to say unorthodox, but it's old school pitching. They're going to throw a ton of strikes. They're going to try to get ground balls. And it's not to try to diminish any of their pitchers' stuff. I mean, obviously they're really good, but you're not going to see any crazy velocity. Just guys that really locate, guys that really can mix up their pitches and not stay consistent to a certain pattern. All their pitchers, especially starters, are going to be able to throw 3 and 4 different pitches into the strike zone. So they do it the right way on the mound, a way that kind of leads itself to consistency. And offensively, they're good. They're going to hit. They can hit the homer, but they don't just rely on it. They can steal a lot of bases. They don't. They'll walk a lot, which is underrated and people don't talk about, but they get on base. So they can do it in a lot of different ways offensively, and I think that's helped them as well.
And we got a great matchup on the hill. Faye has been solid for them. Of course, we got our Hunter Elliott.
No doubt. And, Friday nights in the SEC or Thursday nights as we speak, it's always a special night.
Coach, wish you the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ole Miss, Alabama coming up. We'll continue their pregame show on the Ole Miss Radio Network.
Your perfect getaway is waiting in coastal Mississippi. Start with some family fun riding the waves. Savor fresh coastal seafood straight from our Gulf to your table. Perfect your backswing on our beautiful courses. Take in our live music, art galleries, and tons of local shops. And when you're ready to relax, our beaches pair perfectly with a drink and a lime. Your next memorable escape is here for you at coastalmississippi.com. So play coastal and go have some fun for fun's sake.
Hitting them long and touching them all.
Yes, sir, baby. That ball is out of here.
This is Ole Miss Baseball from Learfield.
Rogers Dabbs Chevrolet is Mississippi's largest General Motors business elite dealer. We make it easy to maintain your fleet with over 100 work-ready vehicles available for your job site. Diesel, gas, trucks, vans, and service bodies. And we build to your business specifications. It really is easier with Rogers Dabbs Fleet. Call the Rogers Dabbs Business Elite Fleet Team today at 866-671-4226 or visit us online at rogersdabbs.com. Rogers Dabbs Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Hello, my name is John Merrill, the owner of Amada Senior Care. We're your local trusted advisor for senior home care. We provide experienced caregivers for your loved ones so they can remain in their home. Just like you would care for your loved ones, our employees provide assistance with their personal care needs. As your trusted senior advisor, I can help your family navigate the long-term care insurance process. Just call me, John Merrill with Amada Senior Care, for your free in-home consultation. 601-864-3752.
And the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Ole Miss Dugout Show. It's time now for today's starting lineups, brought to you by Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Wrapping up the regular season with Alabama. Here's the Rebels starting lineup for game 1 of 3 in Tuscaloosa. Dom Decker's leading off, playing second base. Tristan Bissetta, the right fielder, hits second. Judd Udemark at third base is batting third. Will Furness in the cleanup spot is at first base. Hayden Federico's in left field tonight. He's batting fifth. Owen Pano, the shortstop, hits sixth. Daniel Pasella, the DH, batting seventh. Austin Foley is catching and batting eighth. And Brett Mosley is in center field and batting ninth for the Rebs. Hunter Elliott is on the mound for Ole Miss. He'll be opposed by Tyler Fay for Alabama. We'll have the Crimson Tide defensive alignment and the first pitch next on the Ole Miss Radio Network.
Today's starting lineups have been brought to you by Atmos Energy, your natural gas company. The first pitch is coming your way next as Ole Miss baseball continues right after these messages.
Trey Willis, shortstop. Marshall Jones, first baseman. Alex Philbin, center fielder.
Hi, I'm Tim from C-Spire. Am I in the right place?
It always pays to have the right players on your team. That's why C-Spire gives you fiber-fast home internet, nationwide 5G wireless, and best-in-class business solutions, all backed by local 24/7 support. C-Spire, customer inspired.
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.